let me just revel in this right now. Okay, this oracle card was lying. New love is the person has a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Now, this could also indicate that this is a revitalization of a feeling that you already had with the person that you're currently attached to. This could be new love that you experience with the person that you're already with. It doesn't have to be that there's a literal brand new person. No, for those of you that are already in a relationship. But at the same time, it can indicate that even if you're in a relationship, someone else new could be coming in and could be throwing a lot of those new emotions. Love doesn't have to just be romantic. It can be platonic. So there could be someone here that's encouraging you to love in a very platonic way towards another person, right? At the same time, for all my single peoples out here, this could be a new person coming into your life. It could be that this is like I said, this could be feelings that are catching a flame with someone that pre-exists in your life that you already know. But it all depends on how this reading is read, though. Of course, it can go so many different ways. But the thing that I find the most amazing about this reading already is that somebody is ready to fucking go. All right, excuse my French, but I had to. Okay, guys, I had to. This area right here. This person is definitely ready to go, and I love it. This person is so ready, and I can feel their energy. This person's like so adamant about, just taking the helm by, taking the horse by the reins and just riding to victory. And I feel like the other person is about to get blindsided. I'm not gonna lie to you. The other person is about to get blindsided. It could be you, it could be the other person. This person is about to get blindsided, but there's gonna be this. But this is in the making. This has been something premeditated and put into action. So when I see that Ace of Pentacles, hell no, it's not something that just happened out of the blue. No, this was a premeditated action. Premeditated, planned for, really thought out, and really had some serious work put into it. Because there's somebody coming in. Somebody either coming in, somebody ready to make something happen. Let's get into this reading. We're going to start with this person over here because I just love this energy. I always start with my right side anyway, but feel free to pick the side that resonates with you guys because I'm not going to designate either one to you guys. I'm going to leave that power up to y'all to decide. And even remember, guys, if none of this resonates with you, it's okay too. That's not a problem. That doesn't mean nothing good is going to happen into your life, okay? So, and it doesn't mean, guys, hopefully don't go into tarot looking for something good to happen to you. Look for something that will inspire you to do something good for yourself, for your life. Okay? But anyway, that's just a little side bit, because I like to ramble. And my Gemini moon is on today too. Whew! I need to just chill. But anyway, starting off with this person with the Magician. This individual is ready to go. And the reason why this person is thinking the Magician going into the relationship, and what that means pretty much is this person feels like they're prepared and ready to go regarding manifesting what they want. The Magician indicates that this person has everything that they need. They're prepared. They know, they believe in themselves, which is the biggest key for the Magician card. Having self-belief, knowing that you can execute and take on different things or take on the things that you want. This person definitely sees themselves as prepared to take on what they have been manifesting or start manifesting exactly what they want. All right. Now, the other person here is got the 10 of Pentacles. And I know you're like, well, that's it? Yeah, that's it. Because this person they're set. Their mind is set. There's a brand new beginning for them, but they're ready for it. They're ready. They have everything that they need. And they're utilizing the skills that they've learned by, through cycles of definitely having trials and errors. They know exactly what they feel, what they want to feel, and what they need to do to execute and get what they need, and get what they want. Not necessarily to manipulate anybody, because this is not about somebody coming in to manipulate anybody. This is more of somebody ready to manipulate their own power, their energy, to put into a situation that can potentially lead them to stability, support, and security, to lead them towards a legacy where there could be just a little bit more than just, just like boyfriend and girlfriend status, But the other person is already in a relationship, right? The way they think about this relationship, this person's already committed to them. That's weird, right? This person's very, very, very interesting. But this person has already committed to them. Now, this person may have already taken action and said, hey, I want you in my life. And I think this may happen this week, but hey, that is totally up to the energies of the person that has this energy, right? I can't tell you if they will or when they will, or it can happen, but the potential of it can happen this week. It doesn't have to limit itself to this week. And there's no real way of knowing whether or not this person is going to do this at all this week. This is just a prediction or an assumption. And I definitely don't do prediction reads, but this is just the way this energy is. I feel like this person is definitely aware of what they want, and they have no problem now taking action. Doesn't mean they will do it this week. I just feel like they have no problem now. All right, which is the definite truth. That's the best thing I could say. But with the Ten of Pentacles, this person's already in a relationship with this person. And in a way, it's like this person's committed already before they met, or committed, and they have had, maybe this person has history with this individual. This can also indicate that this person is already in a committed relationship that's not with this person. The person is already kind of swept away. But at the same time, I feel like, too, they aren't necessarily satisfied with the situation that they're in. Ten of Coins, Ten of Pentacles doesn't necessarily mean that there's this, unhappiness, but it does talk about an ending of a cycle, something coming to an end in which, there was stability and support, right? Where there may not be now, right? There's this coming to an end, maybe spending time with family, really getting close to the people that they love, creating solid bonds with those people. Those relationships may maintain, but there's another phase to their life that, of course, does require them to pursue, or that does require them to be more engaged in that area, which is probably why the Ace of Pentacles coming up. This situation talks about somebody that's, maybe even held up on an ending of a situation that they thought was great, a relationship that they thought was good, because the Ten of Pentacles, to me, it can talk about memories. It's generations, right? So you obviously with the older generation looking down at not looking down in a very inferior way, but looking down as like the effort that they've put into and seeing their families grow all over the place. That is, in a way, those generations can turn around and look back at their grandparents and be like, this is my history. So this person, I think they're holding on. I think this person is thinking of the time of which they were stable, the time of which that they could feel like there was potential for greatness in their relationship, where they were the most stable, the most happy, the most supported. And the reason why I'm thinking this is all looking back, it has to do with this Four of Cups that's in the spiritual plane as to why they're thinking the way they think and why they're presenting themselves with the Three of Wands here. Because this is all about looking back or looking at the situation from a perspective of comparison, in my opinion. When the Four of Cups comes up, that, in my opinion, is comparison. You're comparing a situation, an old situation, that you may have enjoyed, right, with a situation that you don't even notice is coming your way. So this person's going to be blindsided because they're not looking in the direction that they need to see what's coming in. So, and you would think with the Three of Wands would be directing that, right? Not necessarily. They're working still. This person is still doing what they're doing. Either maintaining stability within the self, with that which the Ten of Pentacles could also indicate. But they also are working on themselves, working on something else, while they're waiting for this person to come in, which still, in a way, isn't really looking towards the future. It's not looking towards the potential for greatness, or a new cup coming in to offer them happiness. This person is very well could be still looking. We could be looking at this cup, right? This person could. I don't think so because of the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups being the spiritual plane. This is why this is like this. This could be that this person also has decided too that that they no longer want to compare their past with the present or what can make them happy. They don't want to look back at the past to figure out what they can do now to enjoy themselves, because it's put them in a place of being stuck. But it looks like they're getting out of that stuck energy and inspiring and looking out for new possibilities. They're manifesting too, but for emotional fulfillment and getting out of a situation where they're no longer emotionally stuck, but they're already in a relationship with somebody. They're already committed. That's what this shows me. And when it comes to this relationship with this soulmate, they're already committed to them. And I think that's because they've been waiting for them, but they haven't seen any signs because they haven't been looking in the right places, because they've been looking at the past. Because there's a new beginning that's starting here, and this must mean that the Ten of Pentacles is a situation that's already completed itself. So With this other person showing up as the Emperor, though, in their present energy, this showing that this person is ready to go. This person is ready to take on things, ready to take action. They're very much in their power right now. This could be an Aries, but it doesn't have to be, right? It could be an Aquarius as well, but it doesn't have to be. The real thing is that this person has power and they know it. And that's just the scary part. It's like the magician knows that he's got everything he needs. He believes in his ability to get what he needs done, to get his manifestation, right? But then the magician, the Emperor, is like, I got no problems with exerting my power. He's got no problems. This person here has got no problems. He or she, whatever, they have no problems here. This person still doing their thing, waiting, visualizing, trying to imagine a distant future. And if they're manifesting, they're putting the work in to make, to be prepared for what's coming in. And I feel like this person, this person's been waiting for a long time. You know what I mean? This person is like, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. And this person, like with the 4 of coins, that's feeling stuck. That Ace of Cups has been sitting there for a while, but they're like, I'm ready now to open it. I'm ready now to open my door. Because I think they have had a place of safety and they're ready to start branching out and trying things new, because it's not, now they're looking for new experiences. And this Emperor here, he's like, I'm ready to give it to you. This person here is ready to go ahead and take action. All right? This person is ready. Because the Star. Why is the Star here describing or telling us about the Emperor or the Magician? Well, it's because this person has hope. They have found hope in themselves. They found hope in their situation to blossom in the best of ways. This person found that there is success and happiness if they put their effort and heart into it. This person has found what they needed to find, the confidence within themselves, the power in themselves to execute what they've been wanting to do. Now, the interesting thing is that the card that brings the both of you guys together is the 9 of Swords, which is interesting to me because that's a card that talks about stress, anxiety, not sleeping very well, not being at peace of mind. This is not a peace of mind when the 9 of Swords comes up. And I don't know if both of you guys came together seeking a peace of mind. The challenge you guys have now is that there isn't any progress, there is no communication, there is nothing moving forward, right? But I don't think that's going to last very long, because I think the situation was that the 9 of Swords, the stress that you guys were under before you guys met or when you guys met, is now like realizing that it was just a mind thing. This was something that was a perspective sort of thing. It had nothing to do with the relationship. It had nothing to do with how you felt about the person, because at the end of the day, you guys still have something that's drawing you to each other. Whatever was stressing you out here definitely didn't, it may have succeeded in splitting you guys up if you guys are at a distance right now, because it does show that there's distance here. But if you guys are at a distance, the stress may have won that, which is probably the 9 of Swords is more describing as not really how you guys went, well, what brought you together, is more of like what separated you was probably stress. And the 8 of Swords, 8 of Wands, and now is making progress to move forward and communicate with one another. That's the challenge. I don't think anybody is afraid to communicate. I think everybody's ready for it, open to it, ready to let that happen, ready to have it happen, to have that conversation. But I think both parties have to be aware that they have to be open to it and ready to take action when needed. And I think this person has sent off things, has communicated. This is probably why they just feel stuck, because they did everything that they could. But I feel like emotionally, for them internally, they were looking at a different direction of looking at a direction that wasn't inspiring for something new. But I feel like they realized what they were looking at. They understand where their attention was, and they're ready to make the space that was needed all this time, even after they've done everything that they could to get this relationship in a process of moving forward. It's really interesting how spiritual energy can affect our physical life, right? To such an extent. But we are energetic creatures, aren't we? Alright. Let's take a look at your Crystal Wisdom Healing. Okay. Rhodozite. Let's take a look at Rhodozite here. Rhodozite, mighty power. Zinging rhodozite is excellent for removing blockages and for adding vitality to the physical body. Boom! This is the Emperor, and boom! This is the Three of Wands person over here. It cleanses, activates, and powers up all the chakras and harmonizes the etheric bodies. This crystal encourages the flow of Kundalini energy to all the cells and the spaces between. Self-understanding. Karmic imprints from your past lives or emotional wounds from earlier in your present life may be creating a state of psychosomatic dis-ease. Your own negative or compulsive thought patterns also play a part. That's that Nine of Swords right there. All right, that's compulsive thought patterns. It's not necessarily looking in the best of not looking at a situation from an optimistic point of view. Always coming from a place of doubt and uncertainty. So there's a lot of uncertainty that came into this relationship, and I think that's like prevailing after that now. All right. Your own negative or compulsive thought patterns also play a part, as can those of other people directed towards you. Divination. Check out the harmony or lack of it in your environment. Earth energy may be disrupting your well-being. The ground around your workplace and your home may need healing and stabilizing by planting suitable crystals in the earth. Okay, so chakras that it affects is the earth star, solar plexus, and causal vortex, and the soul path is healing the earth. All right, damn. Okay, damn. I just see nothing but bliss on this side. I'm trying to see, like, well, maybe there's some things that this person could do differently. This person's ready to go. And even though there's about to go retrograde here, at least this situation is premeditated. I'm just glad that the situation is premeditated, not just like some sort of, alright, on the whim kind of decision. This person has been preparing for this moment, and they're ready to act. Wow. Okay? Just wow. Wow. It's all major arcanas on this side too. It's amazing. And this person has all minor arcanas. It's totally opposite from each other. And that's just so interesting to me.